What's happening, Wayne's World? What's going on here? So now you see this right here. We got Malachi proposing to Ro in front of friends and family. He even bought Mike out. A 40K ring with the grandbaby there. Very interesting. Let's go to the comments to check out what the people had to say about this. Okay, our first comment is from our mentor. She don't want to marry him. She just didn't want to embarrass him. Oh, I believe you. I believe that too. Like when you look on her face, she ain't look like she wanted to marry him at all. She looked like she was like, I don't know. But I'll say, yeah, I don't want everybody to. That's the kind of look she did give. And then we got Joshua Mitchell. Now, Joshua said, Ro will find a way to get out of this relationship. Don't worry, folks. Yeah, Ro will probably find a way to get out of this one. She did that with Anthony. She want to be free. She want to be free. Same thing with Malachi. She's still not too keen on marriage and not too keen on marriage with him. And she still got Anthony in her system. That's what I think. So we just heard a couple of comments here. Let's hear a little more. Next up, we got 1677. That little girl learning to eavesdrop just like her auntie Britany. Yes, she is. She learning to eavesdrop just like her. She the one telling about that 40K ring. I wonder what Amber gonna say. I wonder what Amber gonna say when she find out that ring costs more than hers and is bigger than hers. Then we got the next one. We got Lori. Now Lori said they got a snitch in the family. Wait till Amber finds out Ro's ring costs more than hers. I see an upgrade coming. You know what? I just said that. Yeah, wait till she finds out about the price of that ring. You do see an upgrade coming, and we see Anthony holding his chest. Oh, God. So that is crazy. Now let's talk about the next scene, because there's some things that happen coming up next. In this scene, we got Mr. Petty versus Mr. Right. Now you know that Wayne is just Mr. Petty gonna come up in here and point out Ro's ring. First, when he sees it, he's shocked. Wow, looking at the ring and the weight of the ring and all of that. He couldn't wait to tell Anthony and wait to show Anthony. Anthony doesn't exactly see it until this particular scene in the middle where you see Wayne pointing to the ring and actually saying it. So let's see what some of the commenters had to say about this. Now next up we got Sheldon. Sheldon said, well, that went better than I expected. The way she was highlighting her ring so he could see the ring though. Good job, y'all. Yeah, the way she was highlighting it, and then Anthony shows up and you see that Wayne is pointing the ring out right there in front of him. And he even says it just so he can see it. Mr. Petty at his best. Let's see how he responds. Now, as you can see, the way Anthony responds, his head is down. He's kind of like, he's taken back. He's just like, I thought you wasn't ready, because he wanted to marry Ro. That's really who he wanted. And Ro, in a sense, wanted him, because if you look at the picture on the right that is there, Ro's head when Malachi proposed to her, she's like, I don't know. Like, she's still betwixt in between. She's too confused. So she's not ready for this guy. She's not ready to do this with him. She's not really over her Anthony thing. She still has Anthony in her system. So I wonder where this is going to go, because both of them, as they're talking about it, is getting kind of petty and chippy, especially on Ro's end when he asking her basically the same questions she asked him. He wasn't petty in responding to her questions, but she's petty in responding to his. Okay, our first comment we have here is 3MTV. Best episode of the whole entire season. Wayne is so petty. I love it. I knew he was going to tell him before she got a chance. LOL. That's so true. He is petty, and he told her before he even got a chance. Next up, we got Johnson. Now, Johnson said Anthony doesn't want Ro to marry anyone because he's not feeling his marriage like he expected it would be, because Amber is already showing she's going to be his biggest nightmare. And that's so true. She was already his biggest nightmare beforehand, and she's going to continue to be his biggest nightmare, because this girl ain't over Wayne. And she ain't over her past. She's still driving the man's car that he bought her, driving her husband in it too as well. So this girl is going to be a nightmare and is going to continue to be one. Now let's move on to the next scene here that we have about this whole situation when Malachi gets his first check. Now here we have Malachi getting his first check, and this is kind of becoming a ritual in the show where they got the kids, Britany there, and they got his granddaughter there, listening to the whole thing, and the first check is small. And I mean small. Look at Britney's face. She's like, ugh, in front of her dad, who actually doesn't feel good in the first place about the check. Now we're going to go to the comments here. We got Sharon Spencer. Now, Sharon Spencer says, first of all, when starting a new job, it's highly likely that that first paycheck will be small. Ro is right about when starting a new career, one has to work from the ground up. Secondly, the kids are too much into grown folks' business. Britany is a very immature 25-year-old. That is so correct. Very immature 25-year-old. She don't know how to have a poker face to save her life. And she a brat. And that's partly the father fault. You know, you raised her, but she's a brat. She shouldn't be responding like that and doing all of that while y'all sitting there talking about that. And him, as a man, he should have talked about that to his wife without them being around. Next up, we got Alan. Alan says, Britany said, that's what I make. And then it is funny, you know, Ro got to talk to her because Junior's daughter is picking up her bad habits. The little daughter, yes, she is. The granddaughter is picking up her bad habits. Already let the cat out of the bag about the 40K ring. So, I mean, and the man paid 40K for this ring, and you ain't even know what your first check is going to be. So your first check is less than what your daughter's making right now. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Now, last up scene, and certainly but not the least of them, Ro takes Britany outside and checks her little chin about how she came at her father at the dinner table pertaining to his check, and teaching her how you are supposed to respect black men and respect men in general. Just because she's used to men with money, especially her dad had money all of his life, and she also, her job, she even admitted herself that she, you know, her dad got money, so her starting off in her career, that I don't know what part that played in her starting off on her career, but she mentioned it. So it must have had something that either he invested or he used to connect to get her into that field or get her a leg up in the field, possibly. And then she also mentioned Ty and Ty having money and all that kind of stuff. So Britany got a lot of growing up to do. She's very immature, very hissy fit. I still haven't gotten over the fact of that manager at Mike's Chicken Spot that got killed, that liked her. Ty did it, set him up and all that kind of stuff. And it's almost like, yeah, Joe put him away, but Ty has something to do with that. Britany still ain't even, I don't know. I ain't seeing no justice for my boy. But anyway, let's go back to the point at hand. So her mother prompted her to go back in there and apologize to her father. So that's what she says she's going to go do. Let's see what happens. And let's hear it from the comments. Okay, first up we got Kenneth Coachman. This shows the difference in mindsets between a seasoned woman and a young woman. Facts. Seasoned woman and a young woman. Knowing how to treat a man, especially when he's going through certain highs and lows. So I'm glad that Ro took outside the schooler. Then we got JDWBS. Big up to Ro. I hope that Britany will listen to her mom and learn from all of this. I hope she will too, but it's Britany. She's too hard-headed and too flip-floppy. I think she'll learn in the sense that she's going to go apologize, but learn overall, that's going to take some time. She got a lot of bad habits that she got to undo. But anyway, it's your boy. I'm on my way out here from Skip Reactions. Until next time, peace.